Patricia Nsan. I'm the creative designer for MMAKAMBA fashion. So MMAKAMBA literally means big woman. Now we were inspired by the name because we want our women to be big from the inside, not necessarily voluptuous. We actually have a lot of plus size people that wear our brand, but the meaning of MMAKAMBA really means big woman, phenomenal woman, you know, larger than life kind of thing. So yeah. I've always known I was going to be a designer. I grew up surrounded by a lot of artists, so you know, it just shapes my whole artistic foundation. I've always known I wanted to be a designer. You know, when you grow up with a lot of artists, normally you just adapt to being an artist. You get inspired. My mother, on the other hand, studied theater arts. She made her wedding dress, and I grew up in Calabar, and Calabar is a very cultural and traditional, you know, city where you have a lot of art, you have a lot of culture, a lot of tourism. So all of that shaped my artistic foundation. So okay, started off in the university. I started off with another name, and then it evolved to MMAKAMBA after I decided to go do some more training and some more mentorship and all of that. And I decided, you know what, if I'm coming back, I have to rebrand. So I wanted something more original, something more African, something more, you know, relatable and authentic. So I decided to go for MMAKAMBA. Well, it was a lean startup basically. I started by myself. I started by modeling my dresses. My first piece was worn to African Fashion Week. That was in 2017. And then the next year, fortunately, we got to showcase in the same African Fashion Week on the runway. So it was basically me just starting small, just, you know, catering to people around me, my friends, my family. And then I started off online, and it's been so far so good. A niche market was one thing I really wanted to, you know, explore and conquer. I didn't just want to do pieces that were just everywhere. So fortunately, I have a style, and it has stuck with us. So we started off with the Adire style. Creating a style for ourselves was something that was deliberate, but also natural, because I have a direction to my designs. I really focus on pieces being wearable art, number one, and then pieces being very comfortable. So it was easy to go around carving a niche around that. And we also wanted an identity. So we use a lot of Adire fabric. We use a lot of motifs for our pieces, a lot of structuring. Basically, I think we have been able to succeed in creating a niche, because if you want to think African, you want to think wearable art, you want to think something different, I think you'd go to our page on Instagram. There are a couple of challenges, but really this year, I don't see those things as challenges anymore. I'm like, we just have to do this. But they are the basic, you know, challenges everyone goes through, like infrastructure, proper funding. You know, when you talk of infrastructure, you look at electricity and all of that. Our cost of production is really high compared to people that are producing in Asia and the likes. You know, we have to spend so much money working on diesel, you know, those extra things which can actually be better if the government actually decides to look into it. So we have that. And then we have funding. If you want to, like a startup, you have to, you know, grow, expand. It's very capital intensive, because, you know, if you're thinking expansion, you have to put a lot of money into it. So you also have staff training, because the work ethic is a bit low. So you have to put so much, or I put so much work with training the staff so that, you know, they can stay and they can grow as well. might decide that I just want to go on a holiday, or I just want to read a different book, a fiction, or something I usually don't do. So it's all bringing out an expression of myself that I don't know, and bringing out, making it merge with my environment. And also, really paramount, is my customer. You know, I want to create pieces that are relatable, that people can wear. So I'm like putting myself in her shoes. How would she feel? You know, how does she want to feel like today? How do I want to feel going to church? So I want them to be empowered. I want them to feel, you know, good, unique. So all of that, you know, inspires new pieces. Structures, you kind of overemphasize structuring in a business, because when you don't feel like going to work, if you just, you know, those structures are in place to work for you. When you build up systems that work, you know that this person, even if a staff is leaving today, you have a system in place for the next staff to come in and just fall in line. So I think building a system for us has been something that has been very progressive and has helped a lot. Okay, our social media platform for now is the only platform we run with. We're working on the websites and working with Shopify and the likes, but for now it's just been Instagram. And so far so good. We've had a lot of traffic and a lot of orders. In fact, that's our only. We're working on offline sales too, where we do pop-up stores and sales and exhibitions and all. But online, I think that's the way forward now, because a lot of people don't even want to show up. They just want pieces to come to their houses, and, you know, very convenient. So it's been a very good time that we keyed into, you know, the whole online shopping thing, because I think that is what is in right now. So it's been good. A lot of people have been able to trust us. We have been able to build clientele base, and yeah, it's been good. We work hard, we study, we do courses, we constantly try to make our services better, you know. So there's a lot of staff training. We also get feedback from the customers. Okay, what do you think? How was our service? What do you think we can do better to serve you? Because we think we really want our customer service to be up there, because there's a lot of buzz about bad customer service and all, of which, you know, I think generally for Nigerian designers, we're more focused on the product itself and less focused on the management and service. So we want to bridge that gap. So work-life balance has been something that I don't think anyone has that, you know, hard cut, like I have succeeded, I can. So it's always a struggle. You have to constantly work towards it, balancing family, balancing work, balancing your personal life. So I realized that, number one, I have to delegate. Everybody has to do their work. Like, I'm not going to do your work for you. So I have to delegate. Number two, I have to be present. So when I'm here, if I'm working now, I have to be working and put my all in it. And then create space for family. It is very important to not just try to focus on your business, but to also, you know, focus on family, because they are the only ones that are going to be there for you when there's nothing and all. Team management for me has to start with a leader, right? You have to know that you're not just there as the boss. They have to watch you do stuff also. You have to set the tone for the organization. Getting the right team for yourself, not necessarily professionals. If you're a startup, you don't have to go get the best people that have done masters, PhD. No, you can get the least people, but then create structures and work on them, and then you get good results. So it's all about results. It doesn't matter how you do it, but as long as at the end of the day it's done. It doesn't matter how you sew the dress. It doesn't matter what you're going to take. If you want to take a boat, if you want to take bus, whatever you want to do, just make sure the piece is with the customer. So it's actually serving the value chain from production to distribution. Just do your thing. There's room for everybody. it's not too saturated. I hear like, oh, everybody's doing designs now. Do I have? No, you have a market. As long as you have something authentic, something new to bring to the table, you have good customer service, just go for it. I didn't start with plenty of money. At some point I was waiting for, a lot of funding and all of that, but I decided to just start, and it's been so far so good. It's been progressive, it's been working, and we're growing, so you too can do it. We're online, so we have a lot of orders from around the world, Asia, in fact, all the continents for now. We've gotten from India, we've gotten from Asia, America, so I think we're everywhere for now. Yeah. That's the beauty of being online, because it makes the world really small. When we were offline, we thought, oh, how do we get people to, distribute or franchise or all of it? But now it's just so simple. Just put a picture out there and anybody can see it. You never know. Chimamanda is one of our, when we started, she just wrote to us and said, I like your piece. And Chimamanda is one lady I've always wanted to style. So I'm like, oh my goodness, are you serious? So Chimamanda reached out to us, and many more people like that. So it's really small, and anybody can succeed.